So Dillian Whyte managed to do what he probably should have done first time round and stop Alexander Povetkin. Fourth round. I was just one out, though I did pick the right guy. So why was Alexander Povetkin such a big underdog? This is what people were asking. 4-1 against. I think somebody said if they put a tenner on Povetkin, they got 60 quid back. That's 6-1. It's Father Time. Father Time is undefeated. And though he won the first fight with a one-punch knockout, because he'd looked so bad, because he's nearly 42 now, and because he'd suffered with COVID, some people are calling him Povetkin, the odds of you repeating that one shot are really low. That's why he was such a big underdog. Now, Povetkin didn't just look old in there. He looked like there was something wrong with him. He was doing these squats before the start of each round. Was there something wrong with his knees? There was certainly something wrong with his legs because he did not have his balance at all. And not having your balance is the sign of a shot fighter. There was a moment in the first round where Whyte recklessly went for it, which was crazy. Some people have said he kept behind a jab. He didn't keep behind a jab. He did use a jab at times. And near the end of the fight, he straightened up the right hand, which he later acknowledged was the right thing to do, to get a bit of accuracy. But he went for it in the first round, giving Povetkin every chance to possibly clock him coming in. But Povetkin simply did not have the legs, the reflexes to capitalise on the opportunities that Whyte was presenting there. A few hooks just missed. But it looked like Povetkin was in trouble and nothing had even really hit him at that point. But straight away he looked worried, looked vulnerable. Like outside of Muhammad Ali against Larry Holmes, already suffering from the effects of Parkinson's, you will rarely see a guy who looks so shot. Whyte did what he had to do, and he had to overcome a mental barrier as well. This is a guy who'd starched him with one shot, so he has to get credit. And there were elements of a game plan where he was jabbing, where he did throw the right hand a bit straighter. But so often did he just throw away whatever boxing he was doing and just go for it. That is contrary to what his trainer later said, that Dillian Whyte has got a ring IQ second to none. He definitely does not. Dillian Whyte is a bruiser. He does throw some good shots. When he does jab, it's an okay jab, but he's too easily gives in to his attacking mindset and just goes for it, putting himself in harm's way. But because Povetkin was just so shot, he wasn't able to do anything about it anyway. Maybe Whyte could sense that. Maybe that's why he went for it. There was a moment though where he threw an overhand right and he swiped nothing but air, and I just thought, oh, that's not world class, is it? That is not pay-per-view boxing. Really, Povetkin has looked vulnerable for a while now. He got backed up by a fairly light punching Michael Hunter in a split draw. He probably should have lost that decision, really. So he has looked unstable and vulnerable for quite a while now. I don't know if I would go as far to say that he was there just for a payday, but a lot of people have drawn attention to how he looked on the scales, to him not being visibly not as good as just a few months ago. That indeed his bout with COVID really did take out of him. I don't think he showed up just for a payday because Povetkin isn't that mindset. You don't have such a solid career as a heavyweight if you're just going to show up like that. That never goes your spirit. But his condition was pitiful. Really bad. He may have passed a medical, but he looked so bad before he was even hit. So Whyte does what he should have done first time round. People are talking about a possible fight with Deontay Wilder. That one's been spoken about for a while. They've had a bit of beef. They've thrown a few shots on Twitter. And it would be a really exciting shootout, but I can't see Wilder ever fighting again at the moment. I've been wrong before. I thought that Tyson Fury was never going to fight again. He ballooned up to like 400 pounds, then he came back. So Wilder may show up again. But his kind of excuses he's given, I think he's just already rationalised everything in his own world, and he might just walk away. I've always felt Wilder would beat Whyte because he knows how to use his range. He's a faster puncher, and Whyte is hittable. You can't be hittable against Deontay Wilder. And I've heard some other people say as well that Wilder does get a lot of flack for the way he flails when he hurts you. He windmills, but so does Whyte. It's kudos to him. He did what he needed to do. He gets credit for overcoming that mental hurdle and going in with a lot of pressure on himself. But that was no nice boxing exhibition, like some people are saying. It was quite ugly. Freddie Roach has said in the past that when it comes to training, you don't want to focus so much on what you're good at. You want to try and focus on what you're not so good at, to plug in the holes. And Whyte did try to jab a little bit. He did try to think a bit, but again, he just abandoned it so easily. His ring IQ isn't that good. His instincts aren't that good. That's always going to get him in trouble. That's always going to prevent him from getting to the very top. But he's exciting. He can crack. I'm not sure when he's going to get another world title shot. But all things considered, he did pretty good.